Hello everybody, a very good morning to all of you. Welcome to the StudyIQ IAS English. My name is Abhishek Singh, and my dear students, today I am here before all of you with a very interesting program, with a very interesting series. And in this series, which is Do You Know, we will be talking about a few historical points, a few historical facts which are not very much famous, but they are extremely significant parts of our Indian history. For example, the topic of today, that is do you know these female saints of India? Right? Do you know these female saints of India? So as we all are aware that India is a land of spirituality. India has seen the life of many saints, many spiritual personality, both male and female. However, the name and fame which the male saints or the seers they have received, the female saints somehow are not that much famous. So in this series of lectures, we will be covering up some of the most well-known, in fact, some of the most significant female saints who actually rewrote our history. And one of them here in today's lecture is going to be Lal Ded or Laleshwari, right? Lal Ded or Laleshwari. So I am very much sure that many of you might have heard her name, all right? And those who have heard or those who have not even heard the name, so I hope that after today's lecture, each and every one of you might be aware about a lot of things related to her, about her contribution, about her belongings, and about the political conditions which were prevalent during her time. So welcome everybody, and thank you so much that you have joined the session live with us, and I hope that after this session you will be definitely getting a lot of knowledge. So do not forget to share it with all of your friends, and let us get started without any further delay. And so first of all, talking about bhakti, talking about the cult of bhakti. What is exactly bhakti? Nowadays, this term, I think it is a very much popular. You might have been hearing this term, every now and then. However, if we talk about bhakti, so basically, if we start from the Harappan civilization, since then only we find the roots of bhakti in the Indian culture, Indian ethos and civilization. But what is it exactly? So bhakti is basically when you have a complete devotion, unquestionable, doubtless, and 100% faith in someone's abilities, in someone's capabilities, that the person will be there for you every time you will need him or her. All right? So basically, if we make the God as that person, that is the right bhakti, or that is the devotion of God. All right? For example, if I believe that whatever may be the case, Lord Shiva will protect me. Or if you believe that whatever may be the case, Lord Krishna will protect you. So that is how the bhakti works. That means unquestionable, doubtless, and 100% devotion and faith in your deity. All right, everyone. So basically, India has seen several saints of this state. In fact, there have always been such people who have displayed indomitable courage related to the devotion and faith in God. And one of them was Laleshwari, about whom we are going to talk today. So who was Laleshwari? Who was she? All right. So Laleshwari, right, she was born in Jammu and Kashmir near Pandranath, right, near Pandrathan. Pandrathan is that place where she was born in the early 14th century in a Brahmin family, Kashmiri Brahmin family she was born into. And if we talk about her personal life, so she got married at 12 years of age. However, as we all know that that was the medieval period of time, and it was a very common thing for the girl to get married by this age. However, when she reached the age of 24 years, all right, she renunciated the world. That means she did the act of did the act of renunciation. What is this renunciation, students? What is this renunciation? Renunciation is basically giving up your worldly desires and belongings, exactly like Mahatma Buddha had done. So in the same way, she also left all her worldly belongings and desires and adopted the path of bhakti and devotion. All right. Who became her religious teacher? So her religious teacher was named Siddha Shrikant. In fact, if we talk about the Kashmir region, guys, the Kashmir region has always been, in fact, since the beginning of the spiritual sect and all, the Kashmiri ethos adopted the Shaivism as its way of life. Okay, the Kashmiri Shaivism had its own identity, and a very famous saint, Siddha Shrikant, he became the religious teacher of Lalleshwari. All right. And after living for approximately 60 years or something, she probably died near a place called Bijbehra in 1373 CE. Guys, let me make it very clear for all of you that the years which we are mentioning here, they are not extremely certain years, they are actually approximated. They are calculated on the basis of the different references, different data. All right. Now, talking further about her, that is basically the various chronicles which record about her. How do we know about her? From where do we know about her? In fact, in the examination also, they keep asking such questions that consider the following statement. Okay, Lalleshwari was born in 14th century near Jammu and Kashmir, or in Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, and there would be another statement mentioning one of the books mentioned here, like Tarikh-e-Azmi. Right, Tarikh-e-Azmi is a medieval scripture which mentions about her life. Okay, so such type of questions you can definitely get to see in the examination. All right, so the various chronicles which record about her. So these books include the very famous one, that is Tadkirat-ul-Arifin, right? Tadkirat-ul-Arifin, written by Mullah Ali Raina, the brother of Makhdum Sahib. As the name suggests, that Mullah Ali Raina, who might be originally a Kashmiri Brahmin as well, however, either he or his ancestors might have converted to Islam, and he has actually mentioned about one of her ancestors, right? Actually, Lalleshwari is, having great respect, not just among the Kashmiri Shaivites, but also among the Kashmiri Islamists. And that is the reason why, so many Islamic scholars have mentioned about her, because she actually represents the entire Kashmiri culture itself. All right, we will see the contribution of her now. Then another book called as Asrar-ul-Akbar, written by Baba Daud Mishkati. That book also mentions about her. Okay, then Tarikh-e-Azmi is there, which was written by Khwaja Azam Didmari. And not just that, a very, very famous instance, that is, she was a contemporary of Mir Sayyid Ali Hamdani, who was a Sufi scholar, Iranian Sufi scholar and poet, and he is a very famous poet, in fact, among the Iranian Sufi culture. All right, and not just that, actually, when he has written his works, he has also mentioned Lalleshwari as one of the representatives of the Sufism. So guys, there is a little bit trick. What is the trick? That if the question asks you that she represented the combined ethos of, or combined culture of Shaivism and Sufism, you may tick that statement as a correct statement. Okay, so that is a very, very crucial thing. Now, moving further, that why is she regarded as a great saint and poetess? So what was the reason behind her recognition as a great saint and poetess? That is a very important thing. See, guys, in any era, either it is today's era or the yesteryears, whenever a person breaks apart from the regular path, the person becomes a legend. All right. So suppose there is a set path that somebody, there is a set path that you are an aspirant of UPSC examination, or you are, aspiring for some sort of goal, and you are following that very determined path which has been walked by thousands of people. But if you are somebody who has chosen a different path for you, you will be remembered in the history, right? So she was the one who actually chose a different path for her. In fact, she broke apart from the contemporary social prejudices and also tried to bridge that gap in the faith and spirituality as far as the males and females were concerned. Because what was the case? That every now and then we were actually hearing the name of the male members only, mostly the men were there. After the Vedic culture, if somebody as a female saint attained that level of fame, at that level of her spiritual recognition, she was Lalleshwari. Okay, that's why she is famous. She used to write her poetic verses called as Lal Vakh. What is the name? Lal Vakh. Remember this name? This can be asked in the examination as well. Right, Lal Vakh, that actually laid the foundation of modern Kashmiri language, and which also signify the turbulence prevalent during her times. All right, everyone. See, if we talk about any saint, so every saint is relevant to the society. Why? Because his or her creations, they signify the contemporary socio-cultural aspects of her life, of her era, okay, of her society. So if we want to know about the Kashmiri society of her times, we must go through the Lal Vakh, which is her creation, All right. Not just that, she brought the amity among the ramified sects of the contemporary Kashmiri faiths, including the Kalamukha, Tantrism, Nath Panth, Yoginis, Shaktism, and Vajrayan, etc. Guys, now these terminologies themselves are really crucial. Why so? Because we have seen the questions in the past, in the examination, that they have asked about the various terms or various names related to the certain sect of the ancient Hinduism. Okay, so if we talk about the Vajrayan, we all know that this is the branch of Buddhism. Okay, if we talk about Shaktism, it is one of the three major sects, right, including the Vaishnavism, Shaivism, and Shaktism. This is the third one, where the goddess is worshipped as the supreme deity. Then there are the Yoginis, right, Nath Panthis, Tantrism. So Tantrism is basically an offshoot, you can say, related to the Shaktism only, which actually spreaded not just with the help of Shaktism, but also related to the Buddhism, also related to the Shaivism. Okay. Then Kalamukhas and Kapalikas. So dear students, Kalamukhas and Kapalikas, these two were the two important sects, right? Kalamukhas, okay, and Kapalikas. These two were the important sects related to Shaivism, right? Sects of Shaivism. Okay. In the North India, similarly, if we talk about the Nath Panthi, right, Nath Panthis were also the worshippers of Lord Shiva. However, they were actually the followers of, Gorakhnath particularly. All right. And in the southern India, the two more popular sects of Shaivism emerged. Which were those two sects, right? Those two sects, basically the first one, right, that was Veerashaiva. Right. And the second one, that was Lingayat. All right, everyone. So basically, we must be aware about these important things related to this particular topic. All right, everyone. Now, if we talk about the Lalleshwari and Kashmiri Shaivism, what was her contribution related to the Kashmiri Shaivism? So guys, make it very sure that her devotion in the Shaivism actually strengthened this trick tradition, right? Trick, basically it is read as trick, right? Trik as in Trishul, as in Trishul. Okay, as we read the Trik in Trishul, so that is the similar pronunciation here. Trik tradition, what does that mean? What does that mean? Basically, Trik tradition, that includes the idealistic and monistic Pratyabhigya. What is this Pratyabhigya, right? Pratyabhigya. That is recognition. And three goddesses, right? Three goddesses named as Para, Parapara and Apara. Right? Para, Parapara and Apara. These three goddesses are recognized as the three aspects of the Shakti, of the power of Lord Shiva. Okay, so basically that is how the Trik tradition works. Okay, everyone. So not just that, in fact, this tradition was propounded by Utpal Dev, right, and Abhinav Gupta, these two saints or seers. Okay, Utpal Dev and Abhinav Gupta. So remember these things about the Trik tradition. This could be a probable point which could be asked in the examination. It's very, very crucial. Now, moving about the further things, right? Moving about the further things, that is the significant political events during the reign or during the era or the period of Lalleshwari. All right, everyone. So, if we talk about the significant political reign or significant political events during Lalleshwari, guys, we must be very much careful about such events, as the time period of Lalleshwari itself is a little bit doubtful. However, if we fix her time as the part of early or in fact the prime 14th century, then Kashmir witnessed the invasion from Central Asian ruler named Zulchu, right, in 1320 CE. And not just that, basically the attack of Central Asian Mongols or Turco-Mongols that was witnessed during the last Hindu ruler of medieval Kashmir named Sahadev. All right. If you are watching this, so could you please tell me that to which dynasty Sahadev was belonging to? Okay, just answer that question in the comment box. And another invasion that was undertaken by Shamsuddin Shah Mir. Guys, remember this name, Shamsuddin Shah Mir, who was actually the founder of the first Islamic dynasty in the Kashmir Valley, that was called as the Shah Miri dynasty. Which dynasty? Shah Miri dynasty, that is in 1339. This was the first Islamic dynasty in Kashmir. All right, everyone. In fact, I would just like to tell you a few things related to these sculptures which are present here. So this is actually the symbol of the Trik. Okay, Trik Yantra. Okay, Trik Yantra. All right. And if you can see this particular image, this is a showing, right? This is showing tri-faced aspects of Lord Shiva. So this is the image of image of Lord Shiva, where he has been shown along with the presentation, having the ornamentation. This is basically the Kashmiri style of representation of Lord Shiva. As we all might have seen the image of Lord Shiva, that image of Lord Shiva mostly having the serpent in his neck, or mostly having the the locks of the hair, Ganga emerging out of that lock of the hair, and the people in fact of his family, including goddess Parvati and his two sons sitting around him. So all these are the conventional representation, but the Kashmiris, they represent Lord Shiva. As you can see, this is the image of Murugan or Kartikeya, and this is the image of Lord Ganesh, and then the three-headed Lord Shiva, right, with a moon, a crescent on his crown. Okay, but he is wearing a crown. That's itself a very astonishing fact, right? He is having that halo. Can you recall the images of Lord Buddha from the similar region nearby Gandhar, nearby Kashmir, nearby Central Asian areas? Can you recall this similar type of halo behind the image of Lord Buddha from the Gandhar School of Art? If you do that, and can you similarly recognize the posture of standing, that he is standing actually in the posture of Lord Vishnu, right, in several sculptures? All right. So we can say that in every era of the devotion, every era of the religious devotion, the representation of a particular deity is actually varying in a different phase, in the different ways. All right, everyone. So that is a very, very crucial thing to learn from it. All right, everyone. So I hope that all of you must have gone through, the different important points related to this particular topic. And if you loved this topic, so do not forget to share this session with all of your friends, and let us make it a revolutionary session so that we must be aware about such historical figures, such historical points about whom we are not that much aware. So let us meet you again tomorrow with a new female saint and her life, that in which ways she contributed to India's culture. So thank you so much for watching it. Everybody take care, bye-bye, and let us meet tomorrow in the next class. Till then, thank you so much and Jai Hind.